Chapter 15, Dream Come True. Maybe Mama is right after all. Maybe life is like a Hollywood picture, with happy endings around every corner. The boy gets the girl. The millionaire adopts the orphan. The poor kid finds the pirate treasure. Hot dog, that's a swell lot of gold, Kermit says. You can say that again, I say. Hot dog, that's a swell lot of gold, he shouts with a grin. It took longer than we thought to dig up the rotting trunk. What was left of it, anyhow. It was buried deep beneath the stone. Now we're all just standing around, staring at the pile of dirty gold coins. You'd think when a dream comes true, you'd scream until your heart gives out. But the reality is, you just turn dumb from the wonder of it all. What do we do now? Ira asks. Whatever we want, pal, Beans hoots. We're rich, rich. And then it's like a dam cracks, and we're yelling at the top of our lungs, hollering so loud a bird goes shrieking out of the trees like a newsboy on a corner. This is how little orphan Annie must have felt after Daddy Warbucks took her in. She's never going to have to worry about anything ever again. She's the luckiest orphan in the entire world. This is better than winning Bolita, Porkchop crows. How much do you think it's worth? I ask. Millions, Porkchop says. We're rich as Rockefeller. Beans looks up at the sky. We better get a move on, fellas. It'll be getting dark soon. We empty out what's left of the food from Porkchop's sack and pile the gold in. I gotta go, I say. I'll meet you at the boat. I do my business, and when I reach the shore, the boys are standing there staring at the horizon. It takes me a moment to figure out what they're looking at, or not looking at. Where's the boat? I ask. Halfway to Cuba, probably. Beans' expression turns thunderous. Porkchop here never threw in the hook. I threw it in, Porkchop insists. I did. Then what happened to the boat? Beans asks. I don't know, Porkchop stammers. Maybe someone just came along and took it. I can't believe it. I knew I should have waited for Slowpoke. Ira holds up his hands. Fellas, it'll be okay. There's always boats coming past here. Every sponger uses this key. Someone will pick us up. We'll be fine. How fine are we going to be when Johnny Cakes finds out we lost his boat? I ask. Kermit turns pale. We'll buy him a new boat, Ira says. We'll buy him 100 boats. We're rich. Kermit cracks a smile. Oh yeah, I forgot. There's plenty of water to drink in the cistern, but that's the only good news. All that's left to eat is 3 bollos and half a Cuban sandwich, which we divvy up. None for you, Beans tells Kermit. You already ate more than your share. We pile inside the small shack to sleep, lying on the ground next to each other. It's worse than being forced to watch a Shirley Temple picture. At least a theater is air-conditioned, which is more than I can say for the shack. But that's not even the worst of it. The place is buzzing with mosquitoes. They're going to eat us alive, Kermit says, smacking his arm. The boys jostle each other for room. Get your elbow out of my face, Beans snaps. It's not in your face, Porkchop says. I lie on the filthy floor and try to ignore the pests, insect and boy, by telling myself that it's just one night. There are folks all over the country who've lost their homes. They're living in tents, in boxcars, under bridges. I can survive one night in a shack. Stop touching me, Beans says. I'm not, Porkchop says. This is all your fault anyway, Beans growls. If you just set the hook. I did, Porkchop shouts. You didn't, Beans shouts back. Porkchop leaps up. I don't have to take this from you. I'm leaving. No, you ain't. I'm leaving first, Beans says, and he rushes past Porkchop into the night. Then it's just me, Ira, and Kermit. Well, at least there's more room now, Ira says with a sigh. Yeah, Kermit agrees, and it'll be quieter, too. Beans snores. I haven't had a good night's sleep since Turtle got here. I smack a mosquito. You ain't gonna get a good one tonight. I can't believe we're stuck here. We'll get picked up in the morning. Don't worry, Ira says in a reassuring voice. Just think about how we're going to spend all this gold. The bag of treasure is under his head like a pillow. Guess we can afford a new wagon for the gang, Kermit says. We can even get 2, Ira pipes in, and all the ice cream we can eat. Kermit says. You think I can buy myself a new heart? Sure, I say. Be sure to give your old one to Beans. He could use one. What about you, Turtle? Ira asks. What are you going to buy? I don't even have to think it over. New shoes, I say. Shoes? Ira laughs. Nobody wears shoes around here. Who says I was planning to stick around? I squeeze my eyes shut. I dream I'm walking into the Bellwood in pretty new shoes, through the front door, under the arch, and into the living room, where Mama and Smokey are waiting for me. It's so real, I can smell Mama's perfume. I told you we'd have a happy ending, she says with a smile. Then a mosquito bites me and I wake up in the pitch-dark shack with Ira's stinky feet in my face and Kermit drooling on my neck. Talk about a good dream turning into a nightmare.